Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. This is part 2 of my um, Saturday Let's Get Her Done mini album. This is the one that I'm just making up as we go along. Part 1 was just me uh, doing pocket pages and making up flaps and flips. This is going to be Madding. So this is going to be super long because Madding and I are not friends. I'm great at construction, but Madding and um, I struggle a bit, so I'm not even gonna lie. But you know what? That's okay. So this is what we're gonna do. So remember we did our flips and flaps and pockets. So now what I'm preparing is the cover. Um, what I want to do first and foremost is decide what do I want on the cover. You don't have to decide every single element because obviously you may change your mind, but you do want to set aside the paper that you want on the cover just in case you don't have enough, which I don't. So I need to make sure I set that aside. I'm going to set the entire sheet aside even though I only need um, a little bit of it because my album cover is only 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, but just in case I oopsie daisy or whatever, I want to keep the whole sheet to the side. I want to use this Blue Fern Studios haunted house scene. I know I want to use that. I figured that would look really cute with the ghost. I may put some stuff on here, some glitter, some gold. I don't know yet. So we're just going to play it by ear. There's a little bat and a fence and a moon. I don't know. I may leave it this chipboard and just kind of, the edges look like they've already been inked. It's the creepy house set. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I want this on the cover. I want this ghost page. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop those to the side. It doesn't mean that if I find in the album, if I want a little piece of that, I can, always cut it. I have my bucket of scraps. I have some leftover linen cardstock. I have the sticker sheet, the doilies. I have those skull templates. I may put some skulls in there. I don't know yet. I have all these little pieces that I cut out and I saved the big scraps. Like I didn't go crazy and save the little tiny scraps. Okay, maybe I did. I saved some of the few little tiny scraps, like the ones I could cut out of. So we'll see how it goes. And I think I want to put this tag on the cover as well, the Boo Crew. So I'm going to keep that out. I have 3 of those, so that's not a big deal. But that's what I'm thinking. So right here, what I've done to save some time is I went ahead and started my cover. I wanted my cover to be orange. I am using some thinner cardstock. This is the Recollections, the normal pack, the 65-pound weight. I'm using the Flamingo just on the cover. Now, you can use the linen paper, but I want my corners to crack. I know that sounds really weird, but that's the reason why I'm using this paper. Normally, I would not use certain paper on the covers. Once you try the Artisan's cardstock from Country Craft Creation, you'll never want to go back. But this album, I'm hoping that the edges crack because I want that tattered look. If the edges don't crack on their own, I'm going to crack them myself. So that's why I'm using the paper we normally don't, do the cover with, and watch this time it's not going to crack because I want it to. So all I've done is taken 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11. I cut them to 7 by 11. And then I glued my chipboard, which is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, 2.5 by 5 3/4, and 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And how I got my spine measurement is, voila, I measured my spine here because I like mine to be on the whole thing. Okay. So, like so. And then my book pages. So I don't like my covers to be super big. I only like them to be a 1/4 of an inch bigger than my album. you can do yours, obviously you can make yours longer, you can make yours, well, I guess you don't want to make it shorter, but I don't like a distance between my paper and the edge of the cover. I don't know, it's just my preference. Okay. So all I did was take a piece of score tape and see how thin this paper is. You can see my glue lines. I don't think they're complete. Well, this one's almost completely dry. You can't see it, but that's how thin this paper is. You know, normally we don't use this on covers, but I'm trying to go for a certain effect. Okay, I'm just eyeballing it here. You don't need that much, just an inch, because now we're just going to go ahead and wrap the cardboard. So I'm just kind of manipulating my paper to kind of just train it. Like, I want you to go up over. Of course it's not cracking. The one time I wanted to. Oh well, we'll do it. And you know what? I may not want the crack look once it's all said and done. Who knows? I might change my mind. Okay, so I'm score taping this. So on my chipboard, I did score tape around the rim of the chipboard, and then I did the glitter glue in the middle. You can do glitter glue on the whole thing if you want to. The only reason why I didn't is because I didn't have to wait for it to dry. So as long as the edges are down good, you can go ahead and manipulate the paper. If the edges are not down good and you have to wait for it, it sometimes doesn't work out, so let it dry. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So here's the big debate. Do I leave an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch between the cover and the spine? Again, I think it's preference. I've tried both. I feel the 1/4 of an inch is too much, depending on, because I'm a clean and simple stylist, so I don't put too many embellishments. If I'm going to put the whole kitchen sink on there, then I would probably enjoy the 1/4 of an inch in between here. But I usually just go down the middle, and this is, I put the 1/8 of an inch score tape in the middle, or red line tape, just to kind of give it that spacing. And then I usually go slightly, like a 1/16 of an inch over. So mine's bigger than an 1/8 of an inch, but less than a 1/4 of an inch. That's where I found what I like. And again, I think it's preference, and I think it depends on your style. If you're gonna make it a chunky album, then I would go ahead and do the 1/4 of an inch. Some people do this part when they're done decorating and designing, because that makes more sense when you're completely done, and then go ahead and make this part. But for me, I know my crafty style, so I know I'm not going to put any like 3D bulky embellishments on the inside, so I'm okay. So all I did was miter the corners. You just want to make sure you don't get too close to the edge. These little corners, you can always cut off more, so always, you know, err on the side of caution, because once you cut it, it's gone. Okay, so I'm just gonna wrap tight, and my paper did not crack. Okay, well, that's fine. Maybe I should say that with every book, like, oh, I want it to crack, and then it won't crack, right? And like, I just did a book with the same paper, and the whole thing cracked. So I don't know, maybe I pulled it too tight, or I don't know, but I actually liked it because it made it look kind of vintagey, kind of scary. But not so much left this time. Oh well. Still gonna look gorgeous in the end. Okay. So I left the backing on my score tape. I feel like that gives it a little extra stability, because I mean, it's a gap, so you don't want that paper to tear. I think that when you put the score tape down, it won't tear, but I just leave the backs on. I mean, do I leave the backs on? I might be lying to you right now. Well, this time I left the back. So actually, no, I don't think I. All right, I'm trying to think. See, my brain's on cards and the Santa swap, or the Santa swap, the secret stocking swap. If you've never done the secret stocking swap on Tamara's or Tammy's group, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. You get so much stuff. It's not even funny. And my partner loves something so fun. And I've already been on Amazon to find some stuff to match what she loves. And I found the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I don't think I don't think she'll have it because it just came out in 2017. So hopefully she doesn't. But anyway, I did it. Actually, I think I do take the backing out, and then when I put the top paper on, it goes in there. I don't know. We'll find out. For me, I put the seam usually on the front because that's easier to hide. Some people like to put their seam in the middle of the spine. That's nice too because then you can cover that up with a ribbon or whatever. I honestly, I'm not too bothered by seams, so whatever works, works. I don't care where it falls. Trying to decide what I want in the middle. So I'll do that later. But let's get into this matting. Alright, so I'm just going to take out, and I really don't have that much of this paper, so we are going to be using these cutouts. We are going to use paper from our stash. I don't know. So I have, besides, I mean, and the cutouts have a nice scary thing on the back, so I may use one sheet because I have a full cutouts. Okay, here's my dilemma. I use the cutouts to make cards, and I'm like, do I want to use the back? That's why I always buy 2 of everything, so that way I can use both sides and not feel guilty about cutting into it. So, yeah, let's do that. I'm already having anxiety about cutting into those cards. And you know, there's no rules saying that you can't use a section of the card, the cut aparts, as the page. You don't have to cut them out. Like if I want the page to be, say, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, who's saying I can't have that? Nobody, right? So let's do it. Okay, so I know I need. Let me get my paper trimmer out. Right. Okay. I'm legit going to put that to the side because I'm having too much anxiety right now over that. I'm going to take the rest, and I know I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 10 full-size mats. So my book is 5.5 by 5.5. So I'm gonna do 5 3/8 by 5 3/8, which is the tick mark right before the half because I only want 1/8 of an inch border. So the easiest way to do this is just to go ahead and just cut into it. Don't yeah, don't think about it. So we are going to have these little 1-inch slivers. We can definitely use these somewhere else. So this gives me, and how I like to layer it is the front, the back, the front, and the back. So that's 8. Let me do these other ones. Okay, so 5 3/8 by 5 3/8, or the tick mark before, not the 16-inch, but the 8-inch. Or if you want to cheat and look on your scoreboard and see what 3/8 is, that's how I learn. Now I can just eyeball it. Okay, so I have the front. Is that just 2? Oh, here they go. Come on, Tiffany. I'm like, where's the backs? All right, 5 and 3/8. Right. So front, back, front, back. Okay. So now we have our pages, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we only have 8, and I said we needed 10. I don't know which 2 pieces I'm going to repeat, so let me see here. You know what? I'm just going to hold off from the other pieces right now, and I'm just going to do some stuff here. Let's see. So we have a side Happy Halloween tag that would fit here. We also have this boo that would fit there. So I'm thinking, actually, you know what? I'm going to fill these first. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and these ones with the huge flaps, I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. And I think do I want to corner chop these, or do I want these to be straight? I feel like I want them to be as is. Okay, so I'm going to keep mine a rectangle. You can corner chop yours if you want. I'm going to leave mine as a rectangle. So now I'm just using Craft Bond glue. It is cheaper. It's a cheap glue. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, this is, you know, the difference between score tape and tape runner, really. But I'm almost out of glitter glue, and I'm just going to use this right now. Okay, so, and plus this gives me more, because it's cheap glue, it gives you more time to place it and wiggle it. Okay. I mean, it's strong, but it's a little bit longer to dry. Alright, so I'm just going to make sure I'm keeping my pages the direction I want. Do I want this horizontal or vertical? I'm going to go with horizontal because it reminds me of witches' legs, like stockings. Okay. Alright, so we said horizontal, right? Yeah, I totally just freaked out because I got glue on my hands. Yeah, I know, I don't like being dirty. It's so sad. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up to where I want it and put it down. Okay. So I learned this method from, maybe it was Tammy. I don't know. Somebody did a tutorial about it's either Tammy or someone on the design team, about not overthinking it, like trusting the paper collection. So that's what I've been doing. The paper collection, you know, they hired top designers and everything matches no matter where you put it. Now, obviously, some stuff is going to match better than other stuff, but it's a collection in whole, so don't think about it. Just put it down, and it'll make your life so much easier, because I used to have a million constructed books without mats because matting would frustrate me half to death, and then whoever I watched was just like, hey, you know what, keep it fun. And then it just clicked. Like, trust in the paper collection. All you need to do is, you know, be direction. If you have directional paper, just make sure you're putting it on the right direction. and yeah, trust in it. So I think I want to do, for this layout, I think I want to keep the bats and the, yeah, I want to keep these two together. So you can tweak it. I mean, you don't have to just blindly put them in like how I started. And you see I just changed the order up because I want these two pages together because they're a contrast, and then I can contrast what's on the tip of that, or the tip, on the flaps. So, right. So I just love this contrast of the black background with the orange faces, and then the bats are the orange background with the black bats, right? So you can add flowers and stuff to this. I think that's appropriate, right, for Halloween. And you can add flowers for any occasion. Maybe I'll pull mine out. I don't know. Probably not, because it's all the way across the room. Okay. And see, this is where you have to be careful because I put this paper too close to the flap, and now the flap can't close without wrinkling the paper, so I just had to move it over. That's another reason why I like this liquid glue for this, so that way you can, you know, keep it moving. Okay, I want, so this is going to be big one by itself. I want the witches. Yes, okay, I'm loving this right at the second, how this is going to come out. So I want that, and I don't know if I want this peeping through, or do I want it back here? No, I think I want the witch's legs on top. Oh, so far I like this. I don't know what I'm gonna like next. So while I'm gluing this, I'm looking at my cut aparts, and I feel like the witch's hat cut apart would be gorgeous on this little mini page. So this witch's hat here. So I'm going to back that with I don't know, let me cut it out and find out. I want this witch's hat in that position. I know, look at me, I said I'm going to use the back of it. But I have a whole nother sheet, so I can use the back of it if I want to. But right now I don't want to. How about that? That's like one of my favorite phrases. How about that? Okay, so I think it's too busy on this, but it's not enough. Or is it enough with the black? Probably not. Maybe polka dots and stripes. Let's see. Yep, I like that. So I'm gonna take this orange paper and I'm gonna mat this. Oh, wait, are we long enough or no? I might have to turn it this way. Yeah, okay. So I want the orange under that tag. So let's see, this was 5 by 4. So, okay, my husband's in there jamming. If y'all hear some crazy howling, it's just him singing. He's listening to his 90s music, R&B or something, I don't know. He's having a great time, so we'll let him to it, right? Okay, so just gonna scrub these corners. Yeah, my husband will start like singing, and then he'll get Dixie. She's part hound dog. He'll get her howling, and it's so funny. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this orange on here. Okay. At this point, you guys, I mean, honestly, if you're getting bored watching me just mat, fast forward to the end so you can see the final book. But for me, when somebody did this, I really learned a lot. So if you're great at matting, you know, leave me a comment and tell me what I could have done better. Or, you know, what you do that's easier or whatever. So I know I want to put this on this page, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet. So I'm just going to take a paper clip and clip it on there. I think I want the, what do I want to peep out? What do I want? What do I want? I think I want another piece of the witch's boot to actually peep out. So that's this page here. Yes, that's what I want. But I want, do I want the shoe to peep out or do I want it to come out? Where's the page? Like so. This will just determine which end I'm going to cut off. I don't know. Let me measure this. It is, should be 5 by something, but it's just under 5, like a 1/16 of an inch. So we'll call it 5 by 5. Okay. So I just need to cut this down. So I'm still going to go about 1/8 of an inch shorter. Yeah. Yeah, so again, if, you know, it would not hurt my feelings if you fast forward it to see the ending. I won't know. So let's see. Like, I seriously just clipped my finger. Look at that. Can y'all see that? I had my finger too close and it pinched me. It's about to start bleeding. So when they say these corner choppers can chop through anything, that includes human flesh. How Halloween-y is that? Okay, so I'm going to have that peep out like that. I'm loving it. So see, you know, doing it this method, I don't know if this is the beginner's method or what it is, but for me, it's easy. You can ink the edges if you want that. Oh my gosh, that's the only bad thing about this glue is that you can't get it out. If you set it on its side, I normally have it in a cup to keep it down. So I just use this other one. Yeah, now I don't know what I was saying. Oh, right. So this method is so much easier for me to go through, and then I have a finished beautiful book. Now you can go back in and add stuff as your skills progress, or as you learn how to make embellishments, if you have like a rosette, or in my case I just did a Halloween swap on my page, Country Craft Coffee, Cake, and Crafting. Yeah, I'm in two. So my page is Coffee, Cake, and Crafting, and then Tammy's page is Country Craft Creations. So I have too many triple C's in my life. And then the Coffee Talk with Country Craft Creations, and then Coffee, Cake, Crafting. So it's a mouthful. Yeah, I love it. So anyway, I was doing the swap on my page, and we just did a Halloween swap. So there's a couple of Halloween embellishments that I want to put in my book to finish it. And then I'll show you guys the final hoorah. So I want to put I want to get some of these stripes in here. So I'm going to look on these end pieces and find my stripes and put it on there. Come on, glue. So that was a 1/2 inch. I'm just going to do slightly less than a 1/2 inch. So that's an easy waterfall method. You you mark up the I don't think that is that big enough. It doesn't work. Well, I'll be. It definitely is big enough. What was I saying? Hold on, I can't talk and measure at the same time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I don't know. So anyway, I'll be adding those pieces from that book. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I want this waterfall piece to go all the way out like that. Yes, I do. I do. Okay. I'm going to put score tape on that because it's easier. Oh, so what I was saying, the waterfall. So the easy waterfall is just to put the, when you cut your, or you score 1/2 inch, you just put them up against each other. So that way your book just flows open. Like you see, this is that 1/2 inch score mark that we could tape down, and then the 1/2 inch score mark here. This one I'm going to cover with a big piece of paper. This one I'm going to cover with a little piece of paper. So that way it ties in those stripes with the first page. So that's an easy waterfall on how to do it. And you can use your little scrap pieces. Now, I know there's waterfalls that are a little bit more complicated that you can hide all of that. But I'm all about making it fast, as I'm going on 30 minutes, faster, I should say, and easy. So try it. Some people find this way super hard because it's extra matting, but I like this way. I like using these extra little strips, and then I love the way this looks with a few little stripes peeping out. So it just kind of coordinates everything. Just tied it together, right? Fun stuff. Okay, so now I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of it. Okay, so I have the polka dots here, and guess what? I love those polka dots peeping out. Yes, sir, I do. Okay, polka dots it is. But this page is smaller because remember we have this second flap, so it's not going to be 5 3/4 or 5 1/2. So it's going to be 5 3/8 long by 4 7/8. Oh, or do I want the back? So let me cut the paper first, and then I'll decide which side I want peeping out. Okay. So I'm loving the polka dots. I wish I was doing this live so I can ask you guys. Oh, well, I cut it directionally wrong, so polka dots it is. Yeah, buddy. Actually, bats doesn't really matter. But no, that gives it too much orange. Actually, no, I like it. Actually, I think the white makes it pop and it gives it a little bit more playfulness, so I'm going to go with the white. That was my first thought. Of course, I'm going to look at the bats again. Let me look at the bats one more time. I mean, it looks cool, but I need to break up all this heaviness and tie in the white of the stripes and the writing, so I'm going with the polka dots. Executive decision made. But I bet if I was alive and somebody said do the bats, I'd be like, okay, bats. Okay, bats. All right. Yep. I can't get this stupid glue closed. Okay, so let's just line this up like so. And voila. Okay. So, all right, we have one. Oh, I wanted to put the polka dots in the back. That's okay. What did I start with? I started off with Matilda and Godfrey. Did I not? No, I didn't. I don't think I'm gonna have enough paper for this book, but we'll make it work, right? We're crafters. Okay, so I need an inside page here, and I think I want to do what? I think I want the potion bottles, but where did I put those already? There, back flap, the back flap. Oh, I always have the cut aparts, and I have the ghost and the spider web. You know what? I am going to use a little piece of the ghost on this back flap, making sure I save enough for my cover. I mean, honestly, if I don't have enough for the cover, I can just paper piece. Because the paper is so, it's a busy paper. So it'll be fine to paper piece. And by paper piece, I mean you can use little pieces of the paper. I think I want the condensed bats. But like for instance, if I cut this too short, I could add, say, stripes or polka dots to make it long enough. And because the paper's so busy, it looks like, okay, you meant to do that, and it wasn't an oopsie daisy. I love paper piecing. Okay, that's what I want. I want the ghost there. Now for this piece, that piece does not get touched. I can use this, but not the other one. So that's why some people do their cover completely first, so they're not tempted. I probably should have done my cover first. I don't know. Is there really a rhyme or reason to this crafting business? No. Just dropped my paper glue side down on my pants. Of course I did. Okay, let's make sure we're directionally correct. And put this in. So normally when I'm crafting, I'm watching, you know, like a TV show you don't have to pay attention to. So normally it's like Golden Girls or Frasier or Blue Bloods or Law and Order, the original reruns. Or I like to watch the Hallmark Channel and then just be bombarded with sappy romantic Christmas movies. So, okay, so big pieces are done. Now we just got to get these little pieces in our flaps and whatnot. I want, you know what, I really like these pieces, so I'm going to work on these. So if, you know, honestly, I should have put magnets on these to keep them down, but I didn't. So if you want to do magnets after the fact, just cover it up with a piece of the cutout. Like you could put a ghost cutout over the magnet. I'm okay with it not being, like when you flip it, I'm okay with it not being down. I can always make a closure. Like you can put an embellishment here and tuck it in. I might do that with stickers. I don't know. But I know I want to work on this page because it's fun. So on my cut apart and my little bag of extras, I can pick it up. Let's see, and I'm going to get my sticker sheet, what's left of it. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I might want this Beware. B-E-W-A-R-E. Oh, I like that. I might want that there. I don't know. Maybe. Or, let's see, we have Boo Bash, Happy Halloween. I could cut that in half and make that something there. No, I'm not. I'm gonna come back to this page because I have 2 or 3 ideas. So let's see. I am not gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on, what do I have in the sticky section here? Oh wait. That could be Halloween. Yeah. Pizza Hut. Huh? Or pepperoni is fine. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting pizza here. Log in under my account, our usual, for pizza so I can get awards. Thank you. Alright, so I'm liking, I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to worry about these flats even though I'm really excited to work on those. Let's go ahead and work on this here, because I think I want to put, sorry, now my stomach is like, oh, food, yay. Okay, I want to work on this. So I feel like I want to put, okay, I know what I want to do with this. And the fun thing about a Halloween book is that the black paper, you don't have to mat it. I mean, because Halloween, one of the main colors is black. So you don't have to mat it at all. Like, you can just put a tag in the middle and it still looks complete because black is a main Halloween color. So I'm just hand cutting out a few of these cut aparts. You can use your paper trimmer, but I'm just going to go ahead and hand cut some of these. I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm in love with this right now. Absolutely. So for instance here, I am not going to mat the back of this because I want you to be able to tuck a picture in. Let me see what I have right here. Yeah. That is going to look super cute. Maybe I'll put a white background so that way people know where to put the picture. But, so this picture is 4x6. I'm going to cut it down to 5.5. I just want to see how this is going to look. So I printed off a ton of these pictures. My friend did these amazing family pictures for us, and I had to send some to my mother-in-law, so I just printed them all off, and some are sitting on my desk, and some are, you know, just everywhere. So I'm just going to cut it down to see how it's going to look. With this tag. So put this over top. Yes, that is what we are going to do right now. Okay. I'm excited for this, can you tell? So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take my 1/4 inch score tape and I'm going to put it along the bottom of this. And then I'm going to cut this video off so that way it doesn't take forever to upload. So we'll stop here. You know what? I do want to ink the bottom of that though. I don't know why, because you're not going to be able to see it, but I don't know. This just made me feel better. Okay, so I'm going to center this. And that's voila. So now you have your little, when you put your picture in, it'll be like so. Yes. Okay. I'm loving, loving, loving this right now. Okay. So on this page, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this, because each page does not have to have a picture. I don't know if I like that. Let's see. Because then I feel like this is just naked. So I could paper pierce it, piece it, not pierce it, and go like this and color block it. Definitely color block it. Let's see if I like that. You know what? I do like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just, you know what I can do? Doily. Yes, sir. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right here because it's already at an hour, and then come back to it. Okay, guys. Bye.